Hey, I'm Andrea, and this video is about 3 Oakland A's players that might be traded this deadline. The first is Seth Brown. He's a first baseman designated hitter. His biggest strength is his power. He has above average raw power, historically really good hard hit rates, 51% this season, which is incredible. His .420 expected slugging percentage is much better than his .346 actual, which indicates that he might have gotten unlucky with some balls that he put in play so far. But like many power hitters, Brown struggles with bat-to-ball skills. He has poor strikeout rates and whiff rates throughout his career. Given how extreme Brown's splits are, I would expect a contending team to use him as a platoon bat. We can see in this table he's much better against right-handed pitchers throughout his career. So now looking at his trade value, Brown has 3.5 years remaining under team control. And typically the more years you have remaining under team control, the more valuable you are, except that Brown is a platoon bat and he hasn't been doing that well this season. He has a .604 OPS through 138 plate appearances, so those two things are going to lessen his return. This is a similar one I found from 2021, which was Billy McKinney for Carlos Rincon. And before McKinney was traded, he was performing very similarly to how Brown is, and he had a similar amount of service time to Brown. And the return, Rincon was an unranked prospect in the Dodgers system. Fangraphs did not have him ranked in their top 51 prospects in their preseason ranking in 2021, but they did consider him to be a Toolsy lottery ticket. And if that does represent the value that they can get for Seth Brown, I don't think a Toolsy lottery ticket is going to help the A's much, given the state of their organization. The second A's player that might be of interest to other teams is Brent Rooker. He's been having a breakout season after the A's claimed him off of waivers in the offseason. I actually wrote an article about Rooker in the beginning of May about how I didn't think that his success was sustainable. At the time, his OPS was 1.126. Since I published that article on May 9th, his OPS has been 606. And some of the reasons I felt that that regression was coming was because Rooker has historically below average bat-to-ball skills. At the time, he had an extremely high BABIP, batting average on balls in play, and he was doing all his damage on pitches right down the middle. And he certainly does still have his power upside, but there weren't any noticeable changes that indicated to me that that success was there to stay. So because of that, I think that teams that are looking to acquire Rooker might feel similarly, and that's going to affect his trade value. So what is his trade value? Well, I was having a hard time finding a trade because it was rare to find a player that has a similar value to Rooker who had a breakout season the year that they were traded. But these were the closest two trades I was able to find. And that's Jake Bauers to Seattle for a player to be named later and Mike Ford to Tampa for a player to be named later. But like I said before, Bauers and Ford were not doing nearly as well as Rooker was through the point that they were traded. So I would expect a slightly larger return for Rooker given his success this year, but I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. I don't think it's going to be a top prospect or anything like that. The last player I wanted to highlight is Ramon Laureano, who was just placed on the 10-day IL with a fractured hand, retroactive to June 22nd, and he's expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks according to MLB.com. Before fracturing his hand, he had a .635 OPS through 219 plate appearances. His power numbers are significantly down this season. He has a .363 xSlug compared to his career .436 xSlug, and his 34% hard hit rate is down from his career 39% hard hit rate. He also has a career high 31% strikeout rate and is tied for his career low 6% walk rate. So that combination of the power being down, the high strikeout rate, and the low walk rate is not the combination that you want to see. But he's still an average defensive player in the corner outfield. He has a really good arm. So what is Laureano's trade value? Well, I wasn't able to find a one-to-one trade to compare him to. I did find this trade from 2021, which was a 2-for-1, involving Jordan Luplow and DJ Johnson for Rays prospect Peyton Battenfield. Battenfield was ranked 48th in the Rays system by Fangraphs in their preseason 2021 ranking, so I would expect a trade involving just Laureano to have a similar return or less, given that Luplow was packaged with Johnson in this deal. Overall, I think this is going to be a very interesting deadline for the Athletics because I'm not confident that they can get anything of value from these 3 players, Brown, Rooker, or Laureano, unless they package them with other players and try to increase the value of the trade package overall. Let me know what you think the A's are going to do this deadline, and if you like this video, please subscribe and follow me on Twitter @ScalcoReport. Thanks for watching!